Ladies and gentlemen, today we will talk about short stories, okay? And then I want to just show you the short stories part for me and then for you. First of all, let me just open, okay, the short stories part. Let me see. Okay, okay, guys. Yes, the short stories are lots of short stories in your life. Maybe you know, maybe some of them you know, maybe in your own lives you have just experienced lots of stories in your life. Maybe they are real, maybe unreal, but our short stories about what? About the cab driver. Will be about the cab driver. So the cab driver is talking about his daily life. So there's a text here. So we'll just talk about this one. What about these are kinds of jobs, as you know. And now I want you to think about the advantages and disadvantages of some of the jobs that you want to be. Okay, so I will start my lesson. Okay, which is your favorite job or in the future that you want to be? Okay, yes. Okay, pilot. Okay, the other one, yes, teacher. Thanks a lot. Okay, so being a pilot. So let's talk about the pilot, being a pilot. So is there any cons and pros for the pilot being a pilot? What about cons? Okay, so guys, yes, yes, of course. Most of the time you are far away from your family. Okay, if you are a pilot. What about pros? What about pros? Okay, is there anyone want to tell? Yes. Okay, the pros of the being a pilot, just the sign, the definition of the freedom. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, let's go on with the cab driver. That's our main character here. These are the cab drivers. So before the cab driver to think about the cab driver, I want to just ask you. There are some questions here. What about you? Okay, sorry, there are many cabs in my city. Okay, do we have lots of cab drivers in our city? Yes, of course, there are lots of cab drivers in the city. Okay, is it good for the city or not? Yeah, of course, it is good sometimes if the drivers just deals well, they make some discomfort, right? So, what about? I'm living in New York City. Are you living or have you ever been in New York City? Yes, thanks. So, what was your experience? How was your experience? That was so big, right? So, and then I have recently used the relationship between the same question I have asked you that. I'm afraid I like to talk a lot. So, from this question that I want to just take your opinion about, what is the requirements for being a cab driver? Okay, so yes, you must be a friendly, a socialized, and you must like to talk about with the people. And then sometimes you are always listening the problems of the people that you take for your cabs, right? So guys, every jobs or each job or every jobs, any jobs that you want to be, okay, has some requirements. Okay, for example, being a pilot needs to be a little bit passion. Okay, so you are always far away from your family or parents. What about being a teacher, especially for passion? Maybe you must be so enjoyable, so practical being a teacher. You must find some solutions that, okay, and these are the requirements for being a job. Okay, this job, let's go on with the job driver story. And what about? Okay, but I want you just to talk while reading part, especially with the reading part. If you don't have time, or if you have an exam, or if you have a limited time, that you will just, what you will do, true and false one, you will just begin with the questions, right? What about, for example, you try to find the answer of the question from the inside the text by just looking at the whole sentence. Marty is a bus driver in New York City. Okay, let's quickly, you can just skim or scan the questions from the text. Marty is a bus driver in New York City. Marty drives a cab in New York City. Not bus driver, but a taxi driver he is. Okay? So, this is true or false? Yes, false. What about the second one? Traffic in New York City is often slow. Okay? Can you find the definition or the latest sentence in the text? Okay, look at here. Driving cabs are difficult. Traffic in the city is often slow. That shows you that support this the fact here. What about rain and snow make driving a cab safe and easy? Okay, driving a cab makes driving cab safe and easy. Is it? Look at the board and let's try to find or underline or highlight the related sentence in the text. Okay. If you look at, driving cab is also dangerous. When it rains or snow, the roads are slippery. So sometimes criminals steal the cab driver's money also as well. That was told, that was stated in the paragraph. Okay, what about the next one? Most passengers tip Marty 12% of the cab fare. So tip is a kind of money that's extra given money for the workers. Okay. Also, traffic. The driver also is a kind of worker, and that has taken some money for his work extra minute. So if you want to give him. Okay. In the picture, Marty is wearing a cap. Yes. Sorry. Most passengers tip Marty 12% of the cab fare. So, is there any sentence that related with this? Support this true statement? They tip them 20% of the cab fare. So, for example, totally the cost $100, and then the customer gives him $20 more for tip, for extra, okay? And is there any for the fifth one in the picture? Marty is wearing a cap. As you look at, most of the taxi drivers, as was in the past, were wearing a cap. So our lesson has about to finish. And the next time we'll go on in the next stories. Thanks a lot for listening.